Booyah. Doom, doom. Think you could tell us what to do? Boom, boom. What's going on, people? What's going on, man? As y'all already know, this is the AFN family coming at you with the Friday Night Madness. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all come in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for everybody that's up here on the panel as well. I'm your host, the sixth man, K Styles. And let me introduce you to the fellas. As you already know, we got Senator Palpatine villain right here to my stage left, which is Mike Sports.
Right.
Going all the way past that, we have the therapist, ATL, aka the Joker.
Hold on to your butts.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Because his hands is extra oily.
Oh.
and right before,
got the paper towel for you.
And right below the Joker, we got the OG. We got Big Will in the building, aka Baby Grady Jarrett in the building. What's happening?
Hey, what's happening?
And to his stage right, we got the Summer Hill Nightmare himself. We got the Don in the building.
It's Fish Friday. And I hope everybody got them a plate.
Lord have mercy. This
everybody
got them a plate. Food in his.
Man, don't be talking about my food. I'm hungry as fuck right now.
I'm hungry too. What you mean?
Why we should have known that goddamn food was going to be the reference tonight. And to his stage, right? Let me see. Yeah, right. We got the coach from the Northeast. West. Yes, I fucked up.
It's still hot over there, but anyway,
I was trying to use a Bam Bam Bigelow reference, but it didn't work out the way I wanted to.
That's all right.
We got the coach in the building, a real coach in the building.
Man.
Yes, real.
What's up, y'all? How
Yeah,
y'all
real
doing?
coach.
It's Friday Night Madness, man. Let's get this baby started.
Hey, but you know what, K Styles? You know what, K Styles? And this coach's shirt actually fits.
Hey.
Bro, like we gonna do this. Let's get to the damn news.
I don't even want to go there because I'm still trying to figure out what the hell.
I ain't gonna say that about it. No. Somebody got a twin though.
but let's go ahead and give that that real. Go ahead.
Oh God!
Get over here.
I like that. Yeah, speaking of that new Mortal Kombat trailer that's gonna come out, the game coming out September, that shit gonna be fire fuck, boy.
Bro, what are you talking about?
I wasn't even expecting. But the roll call, we're gonna kick the roll call off, right, man. We got Andrew G, we got Fred Butts, Terry Ocean Boy Martin, we got Tony Hall. Today was his birthday, so definitely y'all give him some birthday love in the chat. I ain't doing no song like happy birthday. Like, happy birthday, nigga. That's what you're gonna get from me.
Hey, we ain't got Maggie
You
on
must
here to
be
hit
off
them
tomorrow,
notes.
K-Styles.
Maggie hit them notes.
Exactly.
K-Styles,
We got Lee 85, Grady Baby 81. We got Auntie Pam in the building, Jerry Bowie, and we gotta give a happy belated birthday to ATL Leo, which passed just recently. So y'all make sure y'all give him some belated birthday love in there as well. John St. Brian People, Silas Draven. We got
Yup.
Floyd Donnelly. We got Low Ski in the building. LS Rico Walker. Jonathan Rozier. Bubba Gump. Tail Sports and Gaming. Melvin Emery. We got D Lawson. We got Dre Harrison. Darnell. Mr. Adamsville. Partridge. Kojak Mantucket. Jonathan Bell. We got Ephraim Jones. We'll be right back series.
Huh?
Hey, Kenan Moss, Terry Lloyd, Ricky Smith. We got Stealth Mode TV, Tony Wright, Robert Bennett. Okay, Vic2 Productions, Monday, Scotty Robinson. Man, Xavier Littman, appreciate y'all tuning in. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Mike, you want to go ahead and run point on what on some news you want to get up off your chest?
Yes, I want to get this news real quick. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Matt. I'm Mike with the ATL news for you guys. So I'm gonna kind of speed through this. So we're gonna start with this. Guys that did not practice: Calais Campbell, Eddie Goldman, Cordero Patterson, and in Kentucky, whatever the hell your name is.
That's him.
He did not practice. I think we know he had some tendonitis in his knee. Originally, D. Led said it was on a epicity, but that is not true. It is ukakukachu with the tendonitis in his knee. I actually want to start talking about something else a little bit later. That really just came to my mind going through my notes. There is one particular thing that happened in the in day three, excuse me. Your boy decided he may be on the retired list again, and that guy is Eddie Goldman. They will make a decision tomorrow, have more on whether or not Eddie Goldman will retire. But the Falcons have indeed signed a defensive tackle, Justin Ellis. Big dude, and he's had experience playing with the Raiders, the Ravens, the Giants, and obviously now with the Atlanta Falcons. So he will be the insurance policy should Eddie Goldman decide he wants to retire for the second time. D. Alford and AJ Terrell had a terrific day three camp. I think everybody knows Clark Phillips III is just playing out of his damn mind, and I think he's one of those guys that that's shining. Another guy that went out is Matt Hennessy. Matt Hennessy, the undisclosed injury right now. He will have an MRI later tomorrow, and he'll kind of figure out what's going on here. But Matthew Bergeron comes in and fill that void at left guard with the injury with Matt Hennessy. But as far as that concerned, I want to kind of get into this conversation. Well, we have a guy. I don't know where the hell he came from. There's no disrespect to him. I just don't remember seeing him around. But he works for the Falcoholic, and his name is Adnan Ikik, however the hell you say his name. And he's been the only one. He's been the only one that's really been talking down as far as Desmond Ritter concerned. Not to say that practice is um, all that important. I think they're working on some things, and that's not necessarily something that we should be focused on. But I want to get you guys' thoughts on all the fuss around one Desmond Ritter. Now, we spoke with Miles Garrett through AOT, aka sexual chocolate. Excuse me, Don, but he's the sexual chocolate. He's Mark
Bro,
Henry.
he's
He's
the
the
world's
world's
strongest
strongest man.
man.
He's the world's strongest man. Okay, goddamn. All right, you sexual chocolate. All right, okay. But you have people. You have Miles Garrett. He wanted to state that he had a okay first game. He bounced back the second day, and the third day he was kind of and a lot of people are kind of up in arms through interception. But we have quarterbacks in practice right now that are throwing a ton of interceptions. Derek Carr threw 3 interceptions in one practice to the same person. I don't know how the hell you do that, but that's unique in itself.
3 times in a row.
But 3 times in a row. Like, come on, bro. Like, and we worried about Desmond Ritter. So, what do you guys think is the issue? What like is it something? I want to go to coach first since he's the coach. And Don, you're a coach yourself, so I want to get you guys' take right off the bat. Is it something to really worry about in regards to players throwing interceptions or having bad practices or whatnot? What you got, Coach?
Well, my thing is, you want it to happen in practice. That's what practice is for, to correct those mistakes. So I don't pay no attention to interception. I'd rather see an interception in the practice before I see him in the game. So exactly. I don't take that in. That's just media talk and BS. That's all it is. So it's not even important because everybody throws interceptions. The boy threw 3 in a row to the same person. Nobody's talking about that.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it's BS, man. I don't even.
And I agree with you, Coach. I agree with you, Coach. Like, you're gonna make mistakes in training camp. Like, these guys are literally coming out there. Like, yes, you got some people coming out there for voluntarily OTAs, but some people it was voluntarily. So everybody's coming back in the fold to prepare themselves for the preseason. You're gonna make mistakes, and not only that, we put too much emphasis on the quarterback making a mistake. Why not look at the defense? Okay, maybe Clark Phillips did a great job in coverage. Maybe Jalen Hawkins is out there just pretty much balling his ass out because you just signed doggone
Jesse
Bates
to
replace him. So why not give the defense their just due? That's my take. And like and Steve Smith, he get on my doggone nerves this week. Like, this man just been critiquing the hell out of Desmond Ritter, but your dude Bryce Young over there stinking it up in training camp over there in Carolina, and he ain't told out one thing about this man, about Bryce Young.
Nah.
But you worried about Desmond Ritter.
But can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
Think about this, guys. In training camp or any type of camp when you first come at the football, the defense is always on top that first week. Always.
Yeah. Always.
Exactly.
So because the time is not there yet with the offense. So that always happens. So that's not, like I said, it's not a big deal to me that he thrown interception in practice. Like I said, I prefer to see it in practice before I see it in the game. So it's not important to me.
All right.
Well,
First off, he ain't throwing that but 2 interceptions. I'm mistaken or I'm not mistaken. 2 interceptions and need 3 count days, right?
Yes,
as far as I know.
Mistaken,
I only take just
I only
one.
heard one.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
I
about
know he had 2.
They say Hennessy threw one, I think. They thought it was
Henderson and throw one also. But I'm saying, like, Arthur Smith want him to take these deep routes right now. He want him to work on this time, and deep passes are time and routes. He want him to work on these timings right now. You take your chances in practice so you know what you can get away with in the game, bro. It's all about building that muscle membrane right now, and that's what he's doing. Come on, these one-on-one drill, man. Somebody gonna win somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody gonna win somewhere, bro. I hate it if the offense keep on beating the defense. That's a problem.
That part.
That is a problem. But now I wouldn't think it's gonna be like now what that boy did down there in New Orleans. That's a problem. 3 interceptions in a row to the same person. Yeah, y'all got an issue. Y'all got an issue.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Him having 2 interceptions over 3 days of camp. Come on, man. We ain't seen Matt Ryan throw more than that in 1 day of camp. So let's just pump the brakes.
Then they come back
that,
and throw almost 5,000 yards.
But like I said, right, exactly, Coach. Like I said the other day, they ain't come on and talk about the 80% of passes this man completed in practice though. But they'll point out the little interception he threw. They ain't gonna talk about all them dimes he was throwing in practice, but they'll point out that overthrow he threw.
Oh, I'm glad you stated that, Big Will.
Come on, bro. Like
Steve
Smith, I guess some folk were coming after Steve Smith on his page or whatever. He was coming saying he came out and said I ain't hating. I ain't never hated on one team and that like that. Yeah, you basically were hating, bro. That's what you hating.
You hating.
That's
I
what
called
him. I'm glad you said that because they stated this is another thing. This is why for me personally, I prefer experienced writers in regards to training camp because Michael Rothstein wrote that in his notes. Excuse my nephew, but he stated that Desmond Ridder, little boy, if you don't shut up, why are you doing all that? Why are you doing all that? Go sit down.
Well, why are you talking to Deuce Vaughn like that?
Like, get out of my room. Get like who the hell he think he is? Like, come on, bro. You 3 years old. What you talking about? Get out of your room for?
I'm boss man.
But Michael Rothstein went on to play. He went on to state in his notes that an important detail. That's why as coaches is something to worry about because he wrote that Desmond Ridder in the red zone. That Desmond Ridder overthrew some. He had a bad count, but things that they did not say are the things like in the red zone. Drake London actually dropped a dime being thrown by Desmond Ridder. He didn't write that, and this is like that a non-eye kick or whatever, eye sheesh or whatever the hell, however the hell you say his name, and that no disrespect. I just don't know how to pronounce his name. But they didn't state these things. And that's why, for me, detail is everything when it comes down to writing. That's why you want experienced writers like Michael Rothstein because they leave out important details. And then when the fans go on Twitter and look for these things aren't in the full report. So this is just a suggestion for me for all you guys. Just follow Michael Rothstein. Follow guys like D-Led, these guys. When you want the full details of what happened at practice, go to the experienced guys. And there's no disrespect to those guys because I thought they did a wonderful job, Kevin Knight and Anon, of reporting. But you got to report every little small detail because, like, if you look at what I was talking about, like if you go back and look at the Super Bowl, that's why they have a lead guy who is like the host. And then you have a analyst like a Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman in the Super Bowl, man, he was breaking down like the small details of everything. Guys like Tony Romo, like these guys get down to every little small detail in football. So these details they matter because fans they want to know who not watching the game. You might be at work and you trying to figure out why your quarterback threw an interception and like he might be rolling to the left and he's a right-handed quarterback, and you don't know. All you hear in your quarterback threw an interception. You didn't know if he's under pressure or he throwing off the back leg or back foot or anything. These small details matter. They matter. So again, follow a guy like Michael Rothstein, man. Michael Rothstein did an excellent job of breaking down every aspect of camp.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, and I said it before on Twitter. Number one, they scared. They're scared because they're seeing a quarterback, you know what I'm saying, go through progressions. But I'm with Coach, and I'm with Don and them. You want to see this. I don't want to see my offense beating the snots out of my defense, because guess what? That's what's going to happen on the field. I want my quarterback taking chances now where it doesn't go against us, because if he gets comfortable with taking those chances and gets it right, that's a win for us. Now, Arthur Smith even said it. He said, yeah, he's had to kind of pull Ritter back a little bit, like, look, hey, you made a mistake. Okay, we're not going to do this. He said, but I don't want to take away this man's ability to take chances, because that's what I want to see. That's what we love about him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Take away their aggression.
Exactly.
Right, yeah. You won't take away that. And then the fact that our defense is stepping up, we have not seen this in years. So, yes, I want to see the defense get an offense a hard time. Why? Because that makes the offense work harder. That means that if your best players on your team are going against the best players on your team, that means that when they play other players in the NFL, it's easy for them. It's second nature. They're not trying to figure it out. They're not timid. You don't want a timid defense or a timid offense. Second thing is, y'all want highlights in training, or y'all want wins on the field?
Highlights.
I don't care nothing about my quarterback making highlights in training. I care about him winning games on the field. Arthur Smith said it too. He said, we got players that want to be competitive, not Instagram models. Nobody care about that.
Ooh,
he said, if you want to be an Instagram model, you're not gonna make it. Y'all want all these little.
Hey, Quan.
Yo,
who practice you should always be bored?
Oh,
the Patriots. How many?
The Patriots, yeah, they are boring. I mean, the 49ers are a boring team. Right. I mean, besides Debo Samuel taking his shirt off all the time, they boring as hell.
Instagram,
right,
exactly.
right. But and the third thing I have an issue with is all these goofballs on Twitter, what they know it all takes. All of these content creators with the half-ass stories they telling, like, you know, and then Steve Smith, like, you just sound like a bitter baby mama, nigga. That's my tone for you for the rest of the season. You're critiquing a man who is going to show out, and you are not going to benefit from it. We see you want some attention. Your paycheck's getting thin. Your clout is next to nothing. Nobody give a shit about what you talking about, nigga. Go take a nap.
But he's
Mike.
Hey, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's like everybody coming out the woodwork on Ritter. Like I said, nobody talked about little man Pamper. Oh, he had a hard time at practice. No shit. We told y'all this. If he having a hard time now, the NFL gonna eat him alive. Oh, what was the other quarterback's name of the 49ers? That got that realization slapped him in the face too?
Trey Lance.
Yes. Another one.
That boy is number 3 on the depth chart right now. That is crazy.
Right. This is what we kept telling you. Y'all want to come up here with the crown the king, Bryce, and the popularity don't win games. And they're getting their asses kicked in training camp. You know what's going to happen? That's going to translate to the field if they don't get that stuff fixed up. But y'all worried about Ritter.
I don't know if that's always true or not. I seen them say that, but I'm gonna check on it.
But you know what? The reason why I'm not giving none of them no leeway, because you got a man that's been putting in the work since he been drafted. And every
person has been coming out the woodworks, unintentionally running their mouth, nitpicking, trying to find some kind of reason why he not gonna be good. And every time he show out. But like we said, y'all overlook the obvious. Y'all not reporting all the throws he's making. Y'all not reporting the fact that this is supposed to happen in training camp. Y'all want highlights. Y'all want to see him throwing deep balls so you can get bragging rights. Nobody give a shit about no bragging rights.
I'm just waiting for somebody to do the Allen Iverson. That's all.
Hey, here's the thing, though. Here's gonna happen, but man, Mike,
he's number 3 on the depth chart right now.
Yeah,
I
he
just
is.
looked it up. That boy number 3.
Hey, man, Mike, you remember when Jansen used to do his little split videos critiquing people? That's what Steve Smith sound like, man. He sound like Dan Jansen as.
Man, look, I that bring up bad memories. That just bring up bad memories.
Not him.
See the thing y'all gotta understand is training camp is for building confidence, chemistry. It's about timing. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's work. That's what you should be focusing on.
Cobwebs out, man. It's about getting the cobwebs out. Like I know. See, the thing is, when you look at the hot, like for instance, Justin Fields, and I'm gonna use Justin Fields as a perfect example, is because he's literally a person that ain't did shit, but he get all the hype. He ain't done a fucking thing. Like he is like, look, let's be real. At this point in time, Jordan Love is a better thrower than he is right now. And that's not
seen the field yet.
He ain't even seen the field, but I'm positive Jordan Love can throw the ball for more than 2,400 yards. Like, this dude is getting praised because he's throwing 2,400 yards and he run like a fucking chicken with his head cut off. Like, that's what we praising quarterbacks for now. Like, it's disrespectful to just come out and state that Desmond Ridder is gonna throw for 2,600 yards. Like, he averaged more than that. He averaged more than that with a guy that threw for 3,000 some yards. Like, this is what he did just last year in 4 games. He had nearly 200 yards in 4 games, 200 yards a game in 4 games last year. But you try to tell me that he's going to throw for less than what a guy that plays he played 16, 15 games last year in Justin Fields, and this guy literally almost got put on the IR by the Atlanta Falcons, but we up here praising him. This is the same team that damn near put the dude on the IR. The dude he got carted off the fucking field against the Atlanta Falcons, and we still talking about whether or not the Falcons are a good team. The guy that y'all praising, we literally put this motherfucker on IR, and dude he was getting hit and hurt so much against this Atlanta Falcons team. They had to cart the dude off.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So let's stop the nonsense when it comes down to the quarterback. And I have, like, I wanted to speak on Steve Smith, but I'm more disappointed in him than anything. It's not even like I told you it's a bully culture, man. Everybody wants to. If they see one person pick on somebody, everybody on Twitter does the exact same thing. And Steve Smith is just a fucking clown. Like, I lost all respect. I have no respect for him because he's doing exactly what I thought he was better than that. Steve Smith ain't never talked about the Atlanta Falcons. Even when he was with the Panthers, he never talked about the Falcons. And then all of a sudden you want to start jumping on the Atlanta Falcons because it's the cool thing to do. Like, he can suck he can suck the biggest part of a doorknob. All I fucking care. Okay, fuck him. That shit is ridiculous, bro.
He trying to downplay Ritter to make Bryce Young look better. That ain't gonna happen, bro. All the praise and all the liking Bryce Young ain't gonna make him play any better. Hate to tell y'all that.
Likes up, like to get your
that's
likes
it,
up,
coach.
like. He's trying to get his likes up. That's all it is. Because he probably on that. Did he just get fired? Also, he's trying to get that.
He was already kind of a rotational piece to begin with.
So that's what he's trying to do. Trying to get his YouTube numbers up.
Like I said, bitter baby mama. Them checks ain't coming in like they supposed to. So now him upset.
I just don't like the part that like everybody going to the Atlanta Falcons when they need views, when they need they need to get in they need to get in the trend, top of the trend. Everybody say something about the Atlanta Falcons, and it never fails.
Now, when the Falcons come through and whip that ass on your respective team, I need you to keep that same energy. I want you to be on Twitter, all up in the camera, talking about how bad your team got their ass whooped. Don't go into witness protection. Don't go trying to go to the moon. Don't hide behind fake accounts. I need you to be front and center with that same energy.
He gonna end up deactivating his account. Watch.
It was lyrics mom to that Steve Smith man because he only had 5 touchdowns in 21 games.
Right.
That right there.
Right.
That's why he ain't had nothing to say about the Falcons. Like doing it, like he wasn't that dude. He wasn't that dude then playing against the Falcons.
He still ain't that dude. How you
Man.
bad at football and how you bad at football and social media?
I'm trying to figure out the man. This is why I tweeted out, man. This man had Jake Delhomme, Jimmy Clausen, Cam Newton, and Joe Flacco as your quarterback. But you sitting up here talking about, the Falcons ain't got no quarterback. I'm like, who you? I get Joe. Okay, everybody gonna make that argument about Joe Flacco and Cam Newton. Okay, Joe Flacco, Super Bowl winning quarterback. But let's be real. That defense helped them win that Super Bowl. And the thing about Cam Newton, those few years that he was good, guess what? Carolina had a defense. Because let's be real, with Sean McDermott, when he left Carolina and he went to Buffalo, he took that defensive mind to Buffalo. And guess what happened with the Panthers? They went downhill.
And then Steve Smith ran.
So again, this man,
right?
Who was throwing him the ball? And there's been plenty of times you can go back to 2011, 2012, 2013. This man on the sideline having arguments with Cam Newton because Cam Newton overthrowing the ball and stuff. Let's be real, man. Come on, man. Stop playing.
It's always them players that ain't a factor that's got the loudest mouth.
I'm gonna need you to. Like he done played with some stellar quarterbacks, bro. You ain't played with no elite quarterbacks.
Still, what you got, man?
Have you ever beat that man?
I don't know.
Kale look like he about to he itching to say something right now.
What you got, Style? 2013,
the
Panthers, they did have our number. They had our number in 2013.
Kale just shaking his head, man. You look like, bro.
Kev over there calculating something.
Like
look, the only thing I have to say on that, man, is focus on your own damn team. That's all you gotta do on that.
ABC, that's it.
But kind of getting back on what y'all was saying about the training camp and all the reports on it. This is one of the major issues I think that we have as far as what this training camp has been is, and we've all kind of had this discussion before the show, and it was the context of what was going on. And this is where a lot of these narratives get created, because if you don't have the context to describe what the hell is going on with everything, not just okay, I've just used for example. What was one of the major things that we kept hearing throughout Twitter, the Twitterverse and all this stuff? Desmond Ritter and Tyler Heineke can't hit the deep ball worth a damn. That's what you heard about that?
Yep.
They didn't talk about, but like I said, when you hear just that, what are you thinking? If you was a if you didn't know anything or if you wasn't really into details like that, what would you think when you heard that?
If I'm a casual fan, and if I'm hearing that our quarterback our quarterbacks that's in the on the depth chart that's not hitting these deep passes, I'm thinking like, damn, we suck as a casual fan.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a casual fan, so
Oh, you mean the spectator?
yeah.
Right. Now, when you have somebody that gives you the context of what's going on, i.e., Michael Rothstein, you hear the reports that the defense has been dominating during training camp. This goes back to what y'all said earlier in the show. If my defense ain't dominating, that means my offense can't get better.
Right.
And you posed a good question too. When's the last time as Falcons fans that we heard about our defense being
dominant,
this active in camp?
Man, it's been some years.
Like, you can't stop.
Never wearing.
We didn't had an anemic defense forever.
Right. So like you said, if Desmond Ridder overthrow, like I said, if he overthrew a pass, and then from what I read was they said the overthrows are literally like a yard, a half a yard, or a yard overthrow.
Timing.
From what I found out.
Right.
Again, detail. That's why context and the verbiage needs to be accurate instead of just just reporting this incomplete pass. And that's why I brought up the fact that I would rather get this from experienced writers because they don't leave out the slightest detail.
Yeah.
They details is everything, verbiage is everything too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Because as goofy as D-Led is or can be, they're not going to just purposely leave out information so they can get a narrative going. Y'all been trying to get a narrative on the Falcons ever since we got started off season. And when y'all started seeing that the Falcons were picking up actual players that was going to make a difference, now all of a sudden y'all trying to throw stuff at us and hope it stick.
But also, you think about it. Go ahead, Tracy.
Let me get these super chats out the way. The Brian people got the $4.99 super chat. So they got my tickets for the season opener, so I will be at the Benz.
That's what's up.
And we got another one from Mr. Fred Butts. Said I've been on Steve Smith's ass.
Right.
Yeah, he has.
As you should.
Been on his ass, bro. Trust me.
Right. As you should.
But yeah, like you said, as much as they focused on the deep pass when it comes to this offense, like you said, they're purposely diminishing the fact that the short and intermediate game has been on point.
Style, they ain't telling you about the deep pass that he completed. All they pointing out the ones that he missed on.
Right.
That's all they point out, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
They're basing their stories on the negative of the training camp.
But
they're not hitting on these positives.
But there's only the Falcons still.
Right.
And it's only the Falcons.
Exactly.
Right. It goes back to what I said. The NFL has been put on notice. The NFC South has been put on notice. They know you don't want to be that team that get beat by the Falcons.
Nobody wants to show what Ritter's capable of because then they have to admit that the Falcons are a force to be reckoned with. So all the bull y'all been talking all year long, now you got to recant. You got to backtrack. Nobody want to be wrong. So since they can't get a narrative, they're gonna try to create one. And like I said, it's gonna be the same thing. Because if you think about it in the totality of it, if the Falcons wreck shop this year, the first thing people gonna come out their mouth and say, "Oh, y'all had an easy schedule." Period.
Yep.
Because you got a bunch of butt hurt spectators and content creators who still living in 2016 and cannot fathom that we have a different team that didn't lose the Super Bowl in 2023. And yeah, I said it. Y'all butthurt. Y'all butthurt. It's only three people that was there in 2016. And like I keep telling you, two of them didn't lose it.
But
You ain't got no excuse.
But do you know what the stories that I wanted to hear from training from this camp so far?
What's that?
What's that, sir?
Zach Harrison getting 2 sacks in 3 plays. That's what I
Oh,
Oh,
case time. How dare you? How dare you talk about positive reinforcement on this team?
And that's the thing right there, man. They're not even highlighting like Zach Harrison or Troy Anderson. This motherfucker been ball out. Jeff Okuda
is playing his behind though.
Like, and then Jalen Hawkins. They're not even highlighting these players.
Scotty
They worried about the
Miller.
quarterback. They just highlighting the quarterback.
Man, I hate my boy Matt Hennessy got hurt because he was showing up.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good here and put on some little weight on the bottom part.
I think he'll be back though, but it's just one of those things where when Arthur Smith and them see that if it's the slightest issue, they want to get that taken care of because it gives that man time to, get his feet back up on them before the beginning of the season. If you notice, every issue that a player has on the field, they right on top of it, making sure that they're gonna let you know what the details is, and they're gonna try to figure out a way either to have somebody plug into that position or making sure that they can get recovery like that.
I'm glad you said that too, Juan. I'm glad you said that because I posted a video through the Falcoholic, and it was of Bijan Robinson beating Troy Anderson. And it was Bijan is a terrific athlete. I think we all know that. But what we didn't hear yesterday is the fact that Troy Anderson was all over Bijan Robinson yesterday.
Yep.
We didn't hear these things. Everything that has anything to do with negativity and putting down a player, that's what gets put out. It always get positive. You didn't hear them saying, "Well, damn, Troy, man, he was sticking with Bijan Robinson." It's like you didn't hear that yesterday. They didn't make a big fuss about our middle linebacker being able to stick with the athlete like that yesterday. But as soon as he got beat, man, damn, boy, he like Bijan put that work on him, and he did. He did. But these are the things we talk about. We highlight failures of our teams, but we don't highlight the positives. We don't highlight the positive things about of the game. It's always about the negative. Always about negative. You don't see that the fact that Jalen Hawkins is balling out of his fucking mind right now. He'll be an excellent trade piece get another draft pick, a high draft pick, a third, second round, because he's playing out of his mind right now. Or he could quite possibly be one of those guys that we use as a 3-man safety rotation. We'll be able to do so many things with Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant and Jesse Bates. Like no team in the NFL really has a 3-man rotation at safety. We would literally be
Right.
the only team in the NFL with that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the failures of this team.
Hey,
Hey,
but
hey,
one
Mike.
thing they ain't
No, 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 no,
saying
no,
though.
no, no. They
One
talking
thing.
about the
Hold
quarterback.
on, hold on, hold on. Let Will go real quick.
One thing y'all ain't realize. This man Bijan Robinson, he in the mind of his coach now. Cause the dude ran
Right.
the same play,
Exact same
but
route.
instead of hopping,
He
he
read it.
digged his foot in that route and stemmed back up. He made Troy
That's
Anderson bite on the fake, his head fake, and stem back up. Turn the slant route into a go route.
right.
Y'all got to
That
watch.
part.
This what Arthur Smith teaches, man. He teaches by
Read the
making the play
linebackers.
look the same, but it be different. It's different altogether. You feel what I'm saying? Arthur Smith can run by 4 different sets out of the same rotation,
That's
and
it.
somebody else getting the ball. He did it plenty of time last year. What y'all need to look at and know, the coaches gonna put these players in tough situations because they want to know how much they can handle when they calling these plays in the game. So they don't
That's
care
it.
nothing about the player throwing the interception or you know what I mean, the guy mess up on the route a little bit. They want to see how they recover from that situation. That's what they want to see. So this is what y'all need to look forward to, man, when y'all looking into stuff. Don't just look at one source giving y'all this information in this training camp. Do your research. Go to different entities. Get your research done, bro. I'm telling you, they putting in good work down there in Friary Branch.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
What you
man.
got, Don?
No, I was just no, I was just saying. That's all.
But you know what? And I'm gonna add on to what Will said and what Mike said. And I spoke about this in the chat. You want to see that, but what y'all not understanding is if Troy Anderson is giving Bijan that kind of work to where Bijan has to now elevate movements and change up stuff just a little bit. If that's iron sharpening iron on our team, that means your quarterback or your running back on your team is in trouble. Because now guess what happens? You're sharpening Troy Anderson's skills even more to where go ahead and have a quarterback that want to scramble. He gone. Go ahead and have a running back that think he gonna come through the hole and do something. He gone.
I mean,
This is
too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. But and that's what I'm saying. Y'all overlook. Mike always said this: the small, intricate details of football. That's what we looking at. I'm jumping up and down like, yo, Troy Anderson did that. Okay, yes, that's good. I need to see that because now you got these tenderfoot running backs that want. If you gonna come through your line tiptoeing, we got something for you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And that gains the confidence of Arthur Smith. So now, like Big Will said, he can change the play to mold it to that player specifically to piss off y'all defensive coordinators on
And,
purpose.
and the thing too with this was the thing that you want as a coach is to see what your linebackers
Mm-hmm.
and specifically the linebackers are like how they're getting beat. Are they getting beat inside? Are they getting beat outside? So you can cater your game plan around how their weaknesses. So if he's getting beat on the inside like Troy did, he got beat on the inside move being too aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
So as a secondary guy, when you put that passing game plan together, then you'll have more of a shell, have your safeties cheat to the outside a bit more because your middle linebacker or your linebacker is getting beat inside. You never want to get beat. You never want guys to get over you behind the safeties, and you never want to get beat immediately over. And you got guys like Richie Grant that can either, when a linebacker is getting beat on the inside like that, that's heaven for a guy like that. If a guy's getting beat, safeties want you to get beat on the inside. They don't want to get beat on the outside because
Too much to
you
cover.
got the whole sideline. It's like
That's a lot. That's a lot to cover.
that's a lot to cover. That's a lot
Way
of
too
A
ground
lot
to
to cover.
cover. So you want these guys to get beat inside. He got a
Mm-hmm.
shorter he got a shorter ways to go. So if he's getting beat like that, I would rather see Troy get beat on the inside the way he did, because all the safety got to do is worry about that sideline. That's good for a safety. All he got to worry about is sideline.
Plus, your middle linebacker could be in the drop too. The other
Mm-hmm.
linebacker on that side could just be dropping it. He probably plays right under that, and it was 1-on-1, people. 1-on-1.
Yeah.
Offenses usually win. I'm just saying.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So. But what you do too is you also sharpen Troy Anderson's skills as far as, like I was saying earlier, it's the body mechanics. All of your veteran players have little nuances they pick up on when they play teams over and over and over. So as they practice, Troy Anderson will learn Bijan Robinson's tendencies. He'll learn his body mechanics. It's certain, like Will said, he put his foot in the ground and he changed. That little change is the difference between him, like Mike said, beating you on the inside, or your linebacker completely shutting him down. And as they go along, he's going to learn that. But guess what? What if Troy Anderson go up against another running back that had that same kind of twitch? He's going to pick up on it, and he's going to be able to capitalize on it. You want that.
But y'all got to think about it. If you notice a lot of their videos that they showed on these highlights, all our receivers are doing almost the same route. Drake does it. I don't see every receiver has done that same move inside and upside, because they got you going to one direction. It's hard to recover if your body, the momentum is going that way, unless you're just hopping. It's hard to change direction and go back inside. It's impossible, actually. You just got beat because he went so deep inside, and Troy, like you said, he bit on that what's called. You can't recover going back inside. If you notice when Jesse Bates and Juno did it, Jesse had to hold it, but he still caught the ball. So it's a move that almost impossible to stop. But you're gonna end up getting a pass interference if whatever. So yeah.
Right, and they showed when Bates and Okuda got beat, but they didn't show all them plays that they was shutting down out there. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. They point to a lot of the negative shit and not point to a lot of this positive these folks doing out here.
Yeah, because they want to minimize.
That defense was doing work out there. I'm telling you, I watched a lot of clips. That defense was doing work.
Well, of course you want to minimize. Of course, you want to minimize what your opponent is doing. You want to minimize it because why? Guess what? Defensive coordinators and guess what offensive coordinators are sitting there doing when they go over these little clips. They going over these clips like, okay, we got to be able to stop that. That's what they thinking. So as your teammates are sharpening each other, you got other teams looking like we got to stop that. We got to come up with some way to stop that. Because if not, we going to get cooked. Because all the coordinators know who's on the team and who's good and who's getting good.
Hey, but one, these are vanilla plays, bro. These ain't even game plays. These are vanilla
That's my
plays.
point.
One set.
That's my point.
Nothing flash into it. Now, when you get Arthur Smith putting his mind behind his talent, oh, my God.
That's my point, Will. That's my point, man. What y'all think? Like I said, we told y'all last season, Arthur Smith, he barely cracked the book the first year. He opened it up just a little bit more last year. What you think he gonna do now?
Now you done drafted Bijan Robinson, and you done also your line is proven now to be a top 5 offensive line. Yeah, that whole playbook, everybody's gonna see it this year.
Hey, and that's why I'm glad we got a tough preseason schedule slate.
Right.
That's gonna get us ready for the season.
See, Big Will, this is what I'm talking about. Because you got to think, if we're playing tougher teams in preseason, then that means you feast on the teams in the first 3-4 games simply off of momentum. Because now the coach can say, okay, you played against a tougher defense. Now we know how to go ahead and just tweak this and tweak that. Now go have fun. This is what we keep telling y'all, especially y'all Panther fans. Y'all not paying attention. You gonna be playing a hungry team that then went against some serious serious playmakers. So I would, yeah. I need Steve Smith to have a couple seats, a nap, and a bottle. Them Panthers in for it.
Yeah, but then, like you said, it's overshadowed. But like I said, it's always overshadowing Clark Phillips
Right.
with being sticky on the wide receiver. I ain't realized Mac Hollins was that damn big, bro. I
That's a
did not.
linebacker, bro. That's a linebacker.
Nah, I don't think any of us did.
Right.
That's not a wide receiver. That's a line.
I told
That's
you
a
that's
line
Simba.
receiver.
That's Simba right now, boy.
Yeah.
But look. I've already said that is the second coming of Troy Polamalu. Like, what you gonna do with him? If you try to stop him, that's gonna be a car. That's a car accident. Go. That's a car accident. They're gonna have to put you on the field with airbags. That dude would, man, listen.
You know what? You know what? The thing is, the Falcons might get off to slow starts, but how physical these guys are, man, it's just I don't see how teams can withstand this in the second half. Teams have to get off the fast starts. They're gonna have to get off the fast starts to beat this Falcons team. Because if you don't, man, this team just gonna out muscle you. They're gonna out physical you. Like Kyle Smith literally said their plan is to get bigger on the defensive front, and I kind of knew that was the case, bringing in a guy like Ryan Nielsen. Because if you go back to the previous before they brought in Ryan Nielsen in New Orleans, the New Orleans fronts was small. They use a lot of small fronts, but when they brought him in, they got bigger up front. A lot of these guys got bigger, and they got more. They got bigger and quicker on the front, but they got bigger. And that's the thing with that Saints defense. They over time they wore you out. They wore you out. That defensive front wore you out. You look at the guy that they brought in, Granderson, and the other guy that they drafted in the first round, they moved up.
Davenport. They had Hendrickson. They had, of course, Cam Jordan. He'd been there for a long time. And then,
but those big guys that they brought in.
That's why I kept saying, Mike, like, me boy remind me so much of Georgia. Because what the first thing Kirby Smart did when he came to Georgia?
You're right. Yep.
We got to get bigger in the trenches. That's the first thing he said, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah. And
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy that you say that, Will, is because it's like a good portion of Atlanta praises the Bulldogs for going that route. Looking down on the Falcons for trying to go that exact same route.
Exactly.
And that,
like we talked about before, I've been saying it. They mirror Georgia so much. I'm telling you, the way Arthur Smith like to use the tight ends, the way Georgia used the tight end, they mirror each other the same route. They want to have dominant trenches on both sides of the ball. What Georgia got? Dominant trenches on both sides of the ball. They want to pound you into the ground. Come on, y'all got to do your research. Just look at it.
Yeah, get you over top and you think they run.
Exactly.
Hey, look. Arthur Smith been studying successful teams since he got here. Okay? He been studying them. To include college. Like Will said. And if you notice, the moves are being made so that it emulates that. And Mike said something so prolific back in the day. He said the Falcons are going to come out and create a balanced team. We're not going to be one-sided no more. And that's what everybody's scared of. Because a balanced team can take anything you throw at them, because they'll be able to adapt. The rotation we'll have enough depth to where all our players stay fresh, all 4 quarters. We'll have a playbook to where, like Big Will said, one type of play can equal 4 different plays. 4 different looks off of one play.
OG, Big Sam, what happened?
The showstopper.
Nah, Merc.
Oh, stop on.
I would just like to point out the Pittsburgh Steelers won 4 Super Bowls in 5 years with a quarterback that had the common sense of a doorknob and a run game built like a bulldozer and a defense that could goddamn crush your soul when it choose to.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Exactly.
You know, I know, y'all probably done went over this, but it's long, short deal. At full speed.
Whoa.
Because, I'm trying to understand why is it all of a sudden he got a problem with our quarterback. That motherfucker ain't said 2 words about the Dirty Birds in several months. Now all of a sudden he got a problem with our quarterback in an interview that had nothing to do with the NFC South.
Or the Falcons.
Right.
Shit.
You up here talking to a receiver about dodging bullets when he wasn't even on our fucking radar.
Right.
In the second round. What did we drafted? We drafted the offensive lineman in the second round, did we not?
Yes,
Yep,
we
we
did.
did.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm just saying. I know I'm peeking around the Conex 60, but goddamn it, I ain't seen now. Now, I'm gonna be at training camp tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
and, and I'm gonna have all 4 of my eyes gonna work. Not one gonna be rumbling. I ain't gonna have no duct tape.
Hey, Sam. Hey,
Not
Sam, just
duct
make
tape.
sure your shirt
Goddamn,
fit.
Sam. Goddamn
Just
it.
make sure your shirt fit.
Exactly.
Oh
Hey.
shit! Here we go.
The gates are open.
It's gonna fit. Yes. Yes. It's gonna be wide open. And we are shooting one-eyed buffaloes on sight. We are shooting one-eyed buffaloes on sight. Ain't asking no
How early you
questions.
gonna get there?
That might get your boys.
I ain't got nothing to do with this. I plead the fifth. I am innocent.
Hey man, Mike, get your boys, man. I know they've been talking about me, man. You've been talking about me.
How early you gonna get there? Hey Sam, what time you
Call my
gonna get there?
name, goddamn it. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
But this is Friday Night Madness, right?
Hey, Sam, I need you to tell me what time you gonna get there.
Watch the news.
Before the chickens crow, before the dogs bark, and before that one-eyed fucker can damn see.
Oh my Lord. Hey, Sam, you should have said anything, because he won't be there tomorrow.
Yeah, right, bro.
Should have kept that a secret.
Hold on.
Ooh, that's early in the morning. That's early in the morning.
Right.
Somebody go get me something to eat. I'm not getting
I'm not long. I'm not long. Oh yeah,
We gotta keep it a secret. We gotta keep it a secret so they'll show up.
I don't think it's much of a secret no more.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah. I think it's out.
One-eyed buffalo.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
maybe,
I can't, bro. I can't.
maybe
But
you
yeah,
have
I'm gonna be in that spot. I'm gonna be in Flower Bright tomorrow. I'm gonna do my best to give y'all some good info, some good pictures, and some good video documented evidence.
You mean to tell me you ain't gonna reach out and shake somebody's hand, Sam?
Look, there are signs that say "Do not feed the animals."
Oh, man.
I'm going to training camp. I ain't going to a pigeon zoo.
Can't stand it, tapped out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that right there is the showstopper. That's what the showstopper.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
I mean,
Bro, I need some whiskey. I need some whiskey after that.
I've been on administrative vacation. I've been labeled a terrorist. I found out I was a member of a cult. Just saying, I might as well act the part, guys. Shit. It
Oh
was
my
all said
gosh.
and done. Michaels told me to do it.
You a damn lie. My name is Michael Anthony Lincoln. All right. Martin Luther King's name was Michael before he turned into Martin, and I'm sticking to that.
Michael Anthony Lincoln, a.k.a. Mad Mike, Director of Sports Network,
That's a damn
Chief
lie.
Executive Boss. He's the head psycho in charge.
So he up here, Sammy. This man little up here pulling the Sammy Bulgarano on me, bro. He gonna say I was in charge. What the fuck is going?
Now, Sam.
So all of a sudden I'm John got it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
now, Sam. Sam, I don't need you
Yes.
down there making people. I don't need you down there making people poof in the thin air. Now, you know they've been known to do that. You know we've had sightings.
There are going to be some messed up depends tomorrow.
Manscaped.
That man Sam's gonna turn that training camp into Oregon Trail. That's what he gonna do.
Bruh.
Hey, I could have to say that. There you go. He chasing him. I'm gonna start running.
Right.
Hey, come on.
Oh, don't run.
Security.
Hey, coach. You know how you got to see the horror movies where they be running with the camera and they be shaking and they be talking.
Right.
You gonna see them.
Right.
Hey, that tape gonna come off real there, boy.
Yeah.
Let me My bad.
I will say one thing. There was something that I was like highly disappointed on, even though it was one play, but it happened yesterday.
Oh damn. Hold up. Let me hold up, K Styles. Let me get situated so I don't fall on the floor. All right.
All right, you ready? You ready?
You better not be talking about number 3.
He's hesitant again. He's hesitant again. Bruh, like you said, this might have been like the one disappointing thing. Like I said, we haven't heard much from him outside of that one day, so he may have did a lot better than expected. But just looking at that play in itself, where he got hit and roasted and toasted by Carlos Washington Jr.
Shake and bake.
And like you said, the bad part about it was it wasn't even the it was the hesitancy again.
His feet stopped moving. You notice that? His feet stopped moving. Yeah.
It's like
What do you mean? What do you mean his feet stopped? His feet weren't never working.
He tried. He tried.
No, see the definition of trying is actually being in the play, making a play, in the play. He was none of the above.
Okay, Sal. His feet was chopping, they didn't go left and right. How's that?
Come on now. Maybe he was stuck in neutral. You know what I'm saying? He might have been stuck in neutral.
He was in mud because he didn't react.
Look, man, if you gonna say he had a strict transmission, just say that.
This is what training camp is for, guys.
Not
He got to get his foot out the mud, okay?
Oh, shit. It wasn't even raining.
No. Training camp is for getting acclimated to the plays, getting you acclimated to repetition, not stripping gears and burning clutches and running in place.
So if he had that part when he should have been in drive.
His training.
Oh
my Lord.
like you said,
Walker need to get his walking papers.
Yeah, but like you said, outside of that, like you said, it's just good to kind of see where Michael Rothstein poured it out. Like you said, the defense has just pretty much been taking over the camp the last few days. And like I said, we are all here for it. Like you said, you got Jalen Hawkins getting interceptions out here. You got Okuda out here getting it. You got Clark Phillips out here breaking passes up. You got Zach Harrison getting in the backfield. You got Timothy Horn out there doing his damn thing. When they say when for 3 days straight, when defensive line was the highlight of the Falcons camp for 3 days straight.
Yep.
I'm all in for it. Mm-hmm. I'm all in for it.
Hey, but K-Styles, isn't that what Ryan Nielsen said when he came to the Falcons?
Yes.
How excited he was to get to work. Isn't that why we got Jerry Gray? Like, what you're seeing is what this man said when he came to the Falcons. And I'm going to reiterate. Ryan Nielsen's family was so excited to come to the Falcons. His kids was begging for jerseys. They wanted to leave with their dad. As soon as he left the Mudbutt State and came here, he was on the plane and he got off. He was standing next to Arthur Smith, who had been picking the brain of who?
Troy Anderson.
Right. On top of that, he had already been talking to the Patriots head coach on film. So he was right there. He hadn't even been in Atlanta 2 minutes, and he was right there. And the next interview, he let you know, he said, right now, I'm excited. He said, right now, I could go to work with them guys right now. I like what I see. That lets you know right now he's been putting in work since day one. And that defense has his mentality.
He was the former D-line.
There you go, coach. Small, intricate details of football, and y'all be overlooking it.
Yeah, the Bell said he gonna be on top of the hill trying to get footage while hiding from the OG.
He gonna be sitting in the security guard tower.
But hey, man, like I said, it's just good. It's just good. And like I said, the focus like I said, definitely was on the defense. They said the run game couldn't get going, which is like give a round of applause for that.
Bruh.
That's all I gotta say on that, man. Like you said, the defense wins the camps, bro.
I mean, I think this has to go down to Dean Pease did really leave this team, especially the defensive front. He set the foundation and taught these guys the proper way and how to prepare themselves. And these guys, they're disciplined. Like we seeing a team, a defense that is disciplined now. You're not hearing the defense is making mistakes. They're getting burnt. It's like you're not hearing any of that. That's always a good sign. Especially for an offense. If your defense is going and they dominating like this is a great sign for the offense because these guys are gonna see the best of the best. That's what you want your offense to go against, the best of the best. You're never gonna improve if you don't know if you're not playing against the best. If you're playing against a bunch of suckers, then how do you know how good you really are? And this is the thing. It's like iron sharpens iron, man. And I'm impressed. I'm impressed that a rookie on back-to-back plays, and then it's like essentially Arthur, he said he blew a play dead, but he looked right at Zach Harris and said, "Hey, that's a sack." So the kid had 3 sacks, man, in the practice. Now, I mean, take it how you want him. It is practice, but the fact that he's doing that, he's making an impact, he's being seen. That's the thing that you want. You want your rookies to make an impact and be seen, not necessarily make plays, but you want them to be active in practice. You want them to be moving around. You want them to be in the mix of everything. If your rookies aren't in the mix of anything, yeah. Let's be honest. How many times have we heard Tack had a good practice?
Man, listen. Yeah. That part.
See, but you made a good point there. And this is what we've been talking about as far as setting the foundation, setting the culture the right way. And that was one of the major issues that we've seen in the past was, did the Falcons really have a culture? And culture is set on developing a system to where you can get multiple guys to succeed at certain things. Like you said, DPs is very instrumental in this right now because you think about it. Like you said, you think about it. DPs literally played with he used a defense in which 40% of this defense was undrafted free agents or motherfuckers that have been sitting on the couch for about a year.
That part.
So he didn't have the necessary greatest guys to work with. Like I said, Grady Jarrett right now look like he just lost his virginity all over again.
But you know what? Practice creates habits that become second nature actions. I'm going to say that again. Practice creates habits that become second nature actions. So all of these little lessons everybody's learning, all them little habits they pick up from training, that's going to soon translate to second nature action, which means that this team, when it becomes autonomous, y'all going to have a problem every season.
Juan, stop using words motherfuckers don't understand. You know the damn fans don't understand. Speak English to them.
Okay. If you keep doing it, when you get on the field, it's natural.
Thank you. That's better. See, we got to remember he's a therapist. You know what I'm saying? He's a therapist, and you know how therapists are. They be using all them big old words that people don't like. Nigga, hold on, what you say? What you just say? Yeah, gotta talk to the people like John Man, okay? Be John Man. Think John Man.
but yeah, man, it's cause, I mean, cause can you imagine it? Can you imagine it? Like you said, Mike, the team could have a slow start, but Mike, what if we don't? What if we come out the gate and we got it, man? What if
Right.
we come out the gate and it's like we come out the gate with our hair on fire? It's gonna be a problem
Mm-hmm.
because everybody got the same mentality on both sides of the ball. So it's like your defense is expecting your offense to do stuff. So now it ain't just the defense like, oh, offense about to do something goofy, so we got to get back out of the field. No, the defense like, bro, we need y'all to go out there and do y'all thing. We know y'all can do it, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex said the Falcons are working out Komoko Ture. Damn, they.
I thought he was talking about a fucking Komodo dragon when I
I
heard that
said,
name.
yeah. Wait a minute.
No. Remember that was the edge rusher they was trying to get last year, but I think he
Last
had
year, yeah. I think
49ers.
Eddie gonna retire, man. They bringing in more
Yeah.
defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nah.
but like you said, and this is where the difference of the culture is because now you brought in a system where you're looking to develop players. This is where depth comes in. Then, so like I said, with Eddie Goldman, we don't know what the fuck wrong with him. Like I said, he may not have the love in the game like he thought he did. If he decided to retire again, plug in the next guy.
But did you see how big dude is? Even the picture, the dude looked like he was psychotic in the picture. I was like, you imagine standing across from that? Man, listen. That dude got bad intentions on a still picture. How you bruh? They not, man, Arthur Smith want to get the most disrespectful deep tackles he can get.
It'd be just like hold on, what was that move? I gotta think about it later. It was like the replacement where he was like, we coming up all day, blue eyes. Christmas morning and Santa coming down the chimney. He want those kind of guys on the other side. He want the Danny Batemans of the world.
Hey, you never know now. Shoot, like you said, the defensive line could be looking at Full Metal Jacket with Arlie Erman.
Oh God.
Motivation. Motivational video. What you say, K-Style?
Gonna kill somebody, boy. Them niggas.
I'm trying to tell you.
Words that will not be repeated on this show, cause boy, goddamn, we ain't finna have that.
No. Y'all go check it out for yourself. We can't tell you.
Check out Full Metal Jacket.
Arlie Ermy. That's all you need to know.
Damn, Dre called Eddie Goldman the new Parade Jerry.
Man, I've never seen a grown man so indecisive in his life. Man, do I want a hamburger? Do I want no?
Man, Mike, you know what happened? Eddie Goldman came outside and that heat hit him in the face and he started sweating. Coach, I don't know if I won't do this no more.
You know what though? It could be a mental thing too.
Yeah.
Because remember before this COVID thing, he quit in that time too.
Mm-hmm.
It could be all mental. It could be some kind of mental issues happening right now.
You know what, Coach? You probably right, but I look at it like this: when he came out the last time, he like, wait a minute now, I ain't about to be the only one doing work beside Grady Jarrett. He came out now. Wait a minute now, how everybody big as me? What's going on?
No, I think it's like Coach said. It's more of a mental thing. Like some players, like I was saying earlier when we had a conversation, I was saying that You know, some players are coddled. They don't have to practice
Mhm.
hard. Like we see this in high school, especially in high school. High school, if you're a star, yeah, you don't really have to do much at all. In college, at certain schools, like at Georgia, you got to work hard. Like they're gonna make you work hard at Georgia. They're gonna make you work hard at Alabama. And some of these players coming college, like we saw it with Julio. That's the thing with Julio. Julio didn't have to do a damn thing with Atlanta. That's why he wanted
Mm.
out. That's why Calvin wanted out. Our wide receivers and offensive guys really didn't have to do much under Dan Quinn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like these guys it was a cakewalk. That's one of the things that Arthur Blank was talking about. Like players are gonna work. You have to work for your to keep your job now. And most of these players, they don't want to work. This is why you look at Saquon Barkley. He was crying and bitching and moaning because he knew he had to work for that contract. Now they like his agent done, and let's be real, his agent the one who told him, bro, stop tripping. You're not gonna get that money. Things are that's called a spade a spade. He didn't have no epiphany. His agent said, bro, I cannot get you this money. That's all it was. I can't get you the money that you want. They not giving out contracts like that no more. You're gonna have to work for it because it's like this is the NFL. You're going to have to work for your money. They're not giving out free money like that anymore.
Mhm. I mean, which is good.
So
He
go ahead,
retired. That
Kev.
money saved. He retired.
Mm-hmm.
That's money saved. So
That's still money. Yep. Go
And
ahead,
then,
Kev.
and then speaking on that, like on the contract side of things, like you said, I'm glad you kind of referenced that because your boy Saquon Barkley had an epiphany. That's why he took the money. Like you said, getting to what the running backs and you know how. Excuse me, I need to get some water. But with the
High
running
quality.
back market and how much of the problems that people feel like they're not getting paid as much and all this stuff like that. I've been at RG3's ass about this shit for the last couple of days now. Of course, he ain't gonna
Bruh.
nothing. But when we're
Yeah,
looking at running
he
back
still
market,
he palming Dorothy behind. That's all.
mm,
Never mind. Never mind.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you ain't shit. But the problem is, this is why I always say the running backs, their gripe about not getting paid isn't necessary. The energy about it is wrong only because if you look at what the media and you look at what the casual football fan looks at, they actually, if y'all don't realize, the media and the football fans actually determine what the market is for players, if you want to be honest. They
That
play a
part.
part in it. What you hear 9 times out of 10 when you talk about football teams is you can't win without a quarterback. You can't. And by you putting that out there, everybody that's effectively that the quarterback affects, as far as the wide receivers, tight ends, offensive line, are going to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
See, the problem is with the running back position is you literally got that's one of the major positions where you literally got good players coming out every year.
Yeah.
yep.
Now,
Hey,
as we
you
said,
know what?
as we said, with the wide receiver market going up like it is, with the defensive tackle market going up that it is, unfortunately, somebody's market gonna have to go down.
Indeed.
Right. Right. And
Hey,
see
but
what up?
look here, K-Style.
What's up?
They complain about not getting paid. They getting paid. They getting dudes getting 10 million a year, 9 million a year. They getting paid. It's the thing again. You want to get paid that wide receiver money, but you ain't out there doing wide receiver routes. You ain't out there catching wide receiver routes, going 9 routes and all this here. You ain't doing none of that. I mean, you want to be that. You want to be that type of running back that get paid like your boy CMC. You got to be able to do everything. You got to be willing to block. You got to be willing to do the wide receiver routes. You got to be willing to run outside, run inside. You got to be willing to do all of that, bro. But don't not do this and talking about you not getting paid. I'm not just going to pay you 15, 18, 20 million dollars just to run the ball. You better be able to receive that motherfucker too. You better be able to put a motherfucker on his back when he's trying to come get my quarterback. I'm not just finna pay you that because you run the ball, bro. Come on, man.
See, and I'm glad you said that, Will, because what people are getting, what's the hurtful part about it now is positionless football knocks down the market, because guess what? You can't benefit from just doing one particular thing or having one particular skill set. So you can't sit up here and beat on your chest because you do one thing good and expect to get the bag. Because like Will said, you got to do a multitude of things now. And you got players that'll take less money to do a multitude of things where you will only take a bag to do one thing.
But you know what, Warren? They set the market. Every year,
Right.
Every time they be having these player and owner meetings, and when they be signing off on that contract, like when they sign off for more money and play this extra game, y'all set the market. Y'all got a chance to bring all this up to the table when y'all up there talking. But y'all didn't do it. What y'all doing there? Y'all seeing these wide receivers getting this bread. Y'all seeing these defensive ends getting this bread. I mean, defensive tackle getting this bread. Now y'all want to talk about y'all ain't getting paid enough. They just like when we made Julio Jones the top paid receiver, then everybody else behind him started getting more money. He felt like he wasn't getting paid enough. No, bro.
Right.
Once you sign that contract, that's your contract. Play out your contract, then come back and talk to me. But then again, you know what Arthur Smith them said? I mean, not Arthur Smith. What the dude? What his name is? Front office dude they had on the thing. What you talking about?
Dimitrov?
No, it was a front office dude they was talking to. They did an interview. Mike said his name. Something Smith. It was something Smith.
Oh, Kyle Smith.
Oh, Kyle Smith.
Yeah, Kyle Smith. When they was talking to him, he was like, I don't know what every other team do, but we value what this player can do, how we do our contract. And that's what it is. That's what it's supposed to be. We value what you do to how you get paid. That's why when everybody like, Falcons shouldn't be drafting no running back. No, they didn't draft a running back. They drafted a weapon.
That's it. What you said right there. What you said right there, a weapon.
That's what I'm saying. How you look at it, how you envision your team, how you look at this player participating in what you're trying to build is how you gonna pay the player. You feel what I'm saying? And I ain't going by no market. I don't care what you paid your running back. I don't give a fuck. I'm finna be like, what gonna be good for me to pay him to keep my checkbook good for the next 10 years so I can continue to build on this team.
See, Big Will, to tag on to that, Arthur Smith and them have a system. So now that they have a system and the system is dialed in, all they need is the people to actually buy into the system. You ain't gotta pay a lot of money, to a player. When you ain't got no system, then you throwing money at stuff, hoping that one player or another player is gonna make a difference. When you got a system, you know exactly what you need. And you know that you go looking for stuff that's cost effective. And that's one of the reasons why K-Styles hinted on, the culture change way back. Because up until we had a culture change, we were throwing money at everybody to see who was going to work. The minute we changed the culture and got a system, that stopped.
Man, they went from throwing money at the strip club to buying frappuccinos at Starbucks. That's what they did.
Look, man, once you done got burnt by Kim Kardashian, man. You learn to deal with Becky next door with the big booty.
But you got also look at this.
Becky.
Also, the Patriots
Allegedly.
the Patriots got 6 Super Bowls doing the same thing that we're doing.
That we do
Right.
exactly, coach.
Right.
They built the
Right.
Because they ain't paid for no damn body.
Right. You build the system first, then you get the players.
Right. And that's why that's why Belichick will throw you out the door in a heartbeat and get somebody else, two or three people to replace you.
It's
He'll
about
throw you out the door if you were trying to get too much money, but they'll pay
yeah,
you
the too
reasonable
much money, but like the thing is like one thing I always say about Bill Belichick is that I think the biggest thing the biggest thing with the Atlanta not just with the Atlanta Falcons, just football, is that you have so many people that are you have so many people with the mentality that I'm the reason why this team is successful, and it's just not true. You know, from Julio to Matt Ryan to Jake Matthews to Grady Jarrett, like a lot of these guys are great at what they do, but the thing that they leave out is, well, Julio wouldn't have been Julio if it wasn't for Matt to get him the ball at a specific time. Matt
Right.
Ryan wouldn't be, Matt Ryan if it wasn't for a Julio Jones and a Roddy White and a Tony Gonzalez to tell them it's like to actually catch the ball. Like if these guys are dropping the ball, like each player, the players wouldn't be what they are. So it's like when you hear guys like Saquon Barkley say, "Well, I'm the reason why the Giants' offense is the way it is," it's just false because somebody got to open those holes. Somebody
Right.
got to, hold the ball long enough to get the ball accurately on time to Saquon Barkley. It's like these are the things you got to call the right plays. Like everything works together. So when I hear players say, "I'm the reason why," this is why Bill Belichick, when he start hearing and seeing you act like divas, he get rid of you. And like I
Mhm.
said, that's just the way. You go back to Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells, he say he gave he did in fact give he gave Lawrence Taylor some time, but he gave him preferential treatment as far as what he could not do. But Bill, he made him pay for it. He made Lawrence Taylor pay for it. He wasn't just gonna miss practice and not you know not deal with it. But he definitely punished his players. You got to earn that right, man. You got to earn that right. And one thing I can say about Lawrence Taylor, that even though he, did have preferential treatment, he never said that he was bigger than the team. Lawrence Taylor never stated that he was bigger than the team. That's one thing that I see in players. You see guys like Tyreek Hill, he up here already proclaiming him to be in the fucking Hall of Fame. Like, man, you don't sit your big stupid ass down. It's like, oh, you was a fast fucking runner. If it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes, if it wasn't for Andy Reid, you wouldn't be shit. So just stop. Like, these are the things that I'm talking about. Look, real. Nobody gave a fuck about Tyreek Hill if it wasn't for Andy Reid. He wasn't
Right.
he wasn't the player that he was before Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes got there. He wasn't. And these are facts.
See, but this where it comes down to why I always say, and I always stand by this. Your trenches the trenches are the most important aspect of the game of football.
Right.
Your offensive line means more to a team than its own damn quarterback. And I stand by it. And like I said, I stand by that.
Say it again, K Styles. Say it again, because they ain't hear you.
Stand by it, and I'm gonna say it. Like I said, y'all can hashtag it and put all that. The offensive line is more important than the quarterback.
It is.
That's who protect his ass.
It is.
Right.
He opened
They
the door for
do.
the running back. He protects the quarterback, and he gives the
Right.
quarterback time to throw the ball to the receiver.
Right. Coach, hence why Mike and K Styles have been saying you won't see
Ritter throwing a deep ball a lot. And we went over this in the chat. A lot of people don't realize those highlight throws downfield 30, 40, 50 yards y'all want to see from a quarterback. Y'all got to realize something. You wear down your O-line trying to do that because your O-line has to take a couple of extra seconds to block for you so that you can get in your position to throw the ball that far. And we mentioned it. We're like, if they come with a good blitz, you don't have time to do that.
You know one thing about Aaron Rodgers that people always like they neglect to say, most of his passes not even deep throws. Most of his passes really short and intermediate routes. He's the king of them short and intermediate routes, in particular intermediate routes. Intermediate routes anywhere from 7 to 15 yards. He is the king of that. He gets those by chunks. He don't throw a lot of deep passes like that. He really does. Just
Mike,
look at his entire game. You see that.
Could I ask you a question?
What's that?
How many, in your opinion, how many of the successful quarterbacks,
to include the ones that have championships, are intermediate pass specialists? You would say.
Every last one of them. Every last one of them, the king of intermediate routes.
There you go.
Every last one of them. There hasn't been a single quarterback that didn't throw the intermediate routes well. Most of the completions anyway, especially if you play in a spread offense or a West Coast offense, these guys are always intermediate routes. Very seldom during a game you're gonna have opportunity to throw the ball 20 yards down the field. You're not going to see that. Most defenses protect the deep ball right off the gate. That's why if you look at quarterbacks, the first thing that they look at the safeties first, and then they work their way down to the D line. So they're always looking at the safeties first. Just look at it. Just go and look at every single game. You see where the quarterback is. His eyes are first. It's always in the middle of the field, and he work his way inside. He work his way down. Am I right, Coach? Am I right, Coach?
You're correct.
Let me ask you. Go ahead.
I got this one question, and now I'm gonna let you go, K-Stop. So, Mike, with that being said, if that is the way to help your team get to a championship, then why would you want your quarterback to focus on the deep pass?
Fantasy.
That part.
Mm-hmm. It's all fantasy.
Coach, you better stop talking sense, Coach. What are you talking about, man?
That part.
It's all about.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all know what the average percentage of deep ball passes in the NFL was last year?
Oh, Coach, go ahead. Oh man, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good question right there.
From what I'm looking at here per NFL.com/next-gen stats, the average completion rate for deep passes, which is considered 20 to 25.
Yeah, 20. Yeah. I know the percentage. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the average is between 28 to 32%.
Yeah.
But at the highest, the average is like
that's at a third of a pass. Third of everybody.
That's a third of a pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means 3 out of 10 deep passes get completed in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So you talking about 0.3%?
I mean, if it's like if you really look at the average, is like I said, you may have 4 to 5 throws during the course of a game that you're going to have.
Get one.
You may get one.
You may get one. But teams, the quarterback average 2 to 3 deep throws a game.
Right. And see, what y'all don't understand is most of those deep throws that are successful are typically in the fourth quarter. Why? Because the other team's defense is usually tired.
Not even that. A lot of those long passes, of course, are missed to somebody that missed their assignment. Long coverage.
That too, coach. That's right.
because if you look at where the Falcons offense is going, and John New Smith said it in the interview with Harry Douglas and John Abraham. Shit, we gonna run the football. That's gonna open it up for us to get behind the linebackers, get behind the safeties.
He
See,
told them exactly what they want to do.
That's it.
let me get this ship 5. Like this right here is just this is just not a true statement. The reason why it's like deep pass isn't a priority, but it needs to be a part of our arsenal. It doesn't need to be a part of the arsenal. That
Right.
right. What needs to be a part of the arsenal is the intermediate routes. When you dominate the intermediate routes, the deep routes, by default, it opens up. So what needs to be a part of the arsenal is actually the short, intermediate routes, and one big factor is the running game. You run the ball well, those guys are going to get those deep ball opportunities. So when you dominate the short, the intermediate, and the running game, by default, the deep pass will open up. So you don't have to, like, what you want to do is practice the deep ball, because if you don't practice, obviously, but it doesn't need to be a part of the arsenal.
It should be a priority.
It shouldn't be a
Nah, nah,
priority.
nah. And reason being because the short intermediate passes give you the opportunity to keep your offense on the field by getting first downs. Because you want the running game to continue to wear down the defense, so you got to get those first downs. And a lot of times to switch stuff up, you got to have them short intermediate passes.
Yeah.
And that's
So
why
Think about it like this. If you're a boxer, you throwing combination. What's that punch that you hit him with out of nowhere? That uppercut, right?
Right.
Because you hit him with the jab, you hit him with the cross, you throw some hooks in there. But he ain't looking for that uppercut. That
Right.
usually get to the knockout.
It's
That's what
really
the deep balls are. That's what the deep balls are. All the deep fakes and the play action, the play action movement and all that. That's what's gonna open up your deep shot.
that's gonna open up the deep shot. See, the thing with the deep pass, and I get what you're saying, and we gonna be closing real soon, so we'll actually get you. Um, we'll probably try to get you in another time, but it's like the thing with the deep pass is something you want to practice just based off more of a chemistry with the players than anything. Quarterbacks want to, like, if you just look at a deep ball. See, the reason why Arthur wanted to work on the deep pass with the Atlanta Falcons, because there was no chemistry with his wide receivers. There was no chemistry with wide receivers when it came to Marcus Mariota. None whatsoever. The deep ball is more of a chemistry issue than anything. And with the deep ball, it's more mental with the quarterback. If you can get the quarterback to throw that deep ball without thinking, then you can call more plays for him. So it's more psychological with the quarterback than anything, because you want him to have a gunslinger mentality. So if he's not throwing that deep ball, teams are already gonna know, all right, he's not gonna throw that deep ball. So all we have to do is really sit on it. They're gonna sit on it, coach. So it's like it's more of a psychological thing with the quarterback versus attacking the defense.
Right. And a lot of times too, your deep balls are what you call one and dones. So that means if you don't get it correct, that's an interception more times than them short intermediate passes. Because hey, like you said, you inching the team down the field.
And more time than none, what the deep ball do to you? It puts you behind the chain. What you hear the coaches tell you about?
Exactly.
They like to
So
stay
you got
ahead of the chain.
Yep.
you got
Go ahead. I don't know if I had cut coach out. My fault, coach. If I cut
No, but I was gonna say, if you guys realize, why don't teams go on 4th and 20? Because there's not a lot of plays designed for long plays like that.
Right.
It's just
Right,
simple as
coach.
that.
So and then, like you said, it's always going to be situational too, because the biggest key into completing those deep passes is you got to get them safeties closer to the
Yeah,
box.
yeah.
Got to make them
Gotta get
bite.
him closer to the line of
Right,
scrimmage.
right.
That's
Like I
where
said,
we go back to what I was saying.
when you run the damn ball,
They're gonna come up
like
eventually.
we did last year,
Come up.
Yeah.
y'all notice the last 2 years that defenses have played against us that the safeties were playing closer to the box. But the problem was you didn't have the right chemistry as far as quarterback to wide receiver, especially last year.
Man, listen.
Did you get?
Let me give y'all a little Falcons history.
Go ahead.
Matt Ryan and Julio Jones were not good at the deep ball neither. As far as it was interesting that Matt Ryan could hit Calvin Ridley and everybody else on the deep ball, but he couldn't hit Julio on the deep ball.
But they can't see.
They didn't practice either like that. Him and Julio did not practice that deep ball route.
Because he was such a gifted specimen that the short and intermediate routes was all they did.
You know why they didn't? You know why they didn't practice that deep ball? Because Julio always had fucking time off. You can't get acclimated with somebody who always got off time.
That's true.
Working on that with he was working on that with Sanu. He was working on that with Gage. He was working on that with Ridley. He was hitting Ridley with the deep ball. The only person that can hit goddamn Julio Jones was Sanu.
That was on the what's called. That was the jump ball.
Yeah. But see, if you
Sanu hit him on one that landed in the lap one time.
That's a trick.
Yeah.
That's a trick.
But see, if you notice, to compensate for that, he would hit him on the intermediate routes because he knew Julio, it would be a sprint to take it home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you look at most of them catches that was them highlight, when he hit that intermediate route, it was a sprint, and everybody knew you weren't gonna catch Julio at that point.
I mean, if you look at Roddy Wright, most of his most of his early work was because of the running game. Like when we had Mike Vick, it was because of the running game. We had Turner and Tony Gonzalez. It was because they was taking away the short and intermediate route, so he was able to get free. He was able to get over the top of those get up on top of those corners. So it opened up the passing game. So this is the thing. What I was saying was when we talk about we need to work on the deep ball. The deep ball is all the chemistry. Okay, deep ball is always the chemistry a quarterback has with the wide receiver. That's why it's imperative. That's why we were saying last year, why isn't Marcus Mariota taking these guys out to work with them outside of practice? He never did that because there was no chemistry. There was no chemistry whatsoever. So that's why we weren't hitting the deep ball. The deep ball has very little to do with arm strength. Okay, I'm gonna just be real. If you're a quarterback, you will have. Excuse me, that's my alarm.
Front door open.
Good God Almighty, bro! They just open and closing, open and close. What the hell's going on? But if you look at that, that's the reason why a lot of teams that you don't expect, like Seattle, these guys practice every single day outside of that. You gotta have a relationship with them. There's some. If you even look at Peyton Manning, go back and Peyton Manning didn't have the biggest arm. He didn't have a lot of his deep balls. If you look at his deep ball, they were wobbly, but he completed them because of the chemistry that he had with his receivers and because he worked with them. So the deep ball has very little to do with strength. It's always the chemistry.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to Dre. What's going on, Dre?
Workflow Dre. You got some good stuff coming from him soon. Y'all gonna see.
But and I know somebody brought up I think it was Southside, he brought up the 2016 versus the Panthers. Like you said, you gotta remember about damn near 120. I think it was like 190 some of the majority of them yards came from yak yardage, passes that were intermediate.
Right.
He just the fuck out of
here to the house.
And that's what I'm talking about. A lot of that stuff he didn't have to go for the deep balls because he knew as soon as Julio got it was gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ben Winkle got his ass cut the next game. Well, I heard the fuck that corner name is Benny Winkle.
Benny Winkle, he was winking, all right.
Yeah, nodding off.
Yeah. And like I said, even when you look at Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, he doesn't really throw the deep ball as much as everybody thinks he does. Now he got the arm strength to throw that thing down there. But if you look at a lot of their big plays come off of yak yardage. Because by that same website, you will never guess who was the number one deep ball thrower last year.
Who was that?
I'm going to ask the chat. Do you know who was the number one deep ball thrower in the NFL last year? They're going off of this list that I saw.
They're going to say Justin Fields, probably.
I'm waiting for some answers. I'm going to see if anybody catch it. I want to see if
I'm going to say Burrow. I'm going to say Burrow.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say Burrow.
Okay, you got one, Coach.
I'm going to say Justin Fields. I don't know why.
Justin Fields.
But I know the year before it was Matt Ryan.
Okay. What you got, Will? What you think?
Oh, shit. Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I think I know it's going to be now, actually. I think I know who it's going to be.
I know who it is, so I'm not going to answer.
Probably
it's probably that dude from San Diego. I mean, well, the Charger.
Tua.
I can see that too. Whenever he stayed upright.
When he wasn't drunk.
Right.
Well, go ahead, kid. I know who it is.
According to NFL.com, the number one deep ball thrower was Geno Smith.
Geno Smith. Yep.
Okay.
And he was the most accurate.
That's why I brought up Seattle.
No. Actually, he wasn't the most. The most accurate deep ball thrower last year was Kirk Cousins.
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
With Justin Jefferson, yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Fields was nowhere near that list.
Like I said, I was getting the benefit of the doubt.
He was focusing on the back of his lineman's head with the football, so he wasn't throwing too many deep balls.
It was more doubt than focus.
Yeah.
Because the top five was Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, Dak Prescott,
okay,
Kirk Cousins,
but they don't make
and Patrick Mahomes is right around 5. Yeah.
The thing that wowed a lot of people about Patrick Mahomes was Patrick Mahomes could improv and doing them short intermediate passes. So a lot of times you wasn't even worried about the deep ball because he was going to he'll do a flea flicker in a minute. He'll flea flicker your ass to death.
That boy is NFL street personified.
I'm trying to tell you.
Well,
he hopper.
Go ahead. One.
That was doing.
I said it looked like he did that. He was hot potato in that ball and everything. I was like, how is this dude doing this?
I've been telling people for years that that Justin Fields is a fucking horrible thrower, but everybody thought I've been hating. But like, this dude continues to show you why he fucking ass as a quarterback. All he does is run like a fucking chicken with his head cut off. That's all he does. He's not even Mike Vick. Vick could actually throw the ball. Okay? Yeah. Vick could actually throw it. This dude is fucking ass. We praising the guy for throwing 2,400 yards. Motherfucking Chris Miller did better than that, okay?
Then Joey Harrington had like
Joey Harrington did better than that, and he was complete ass, bro. We
They go.
praising the guy, and he played 10+ game, and all you got was 2,400 yards passing, and we worshiping this guy, saying he's a top quarterback for MVP for what?
But we got a quarterback that played 4 games and almost got all of that right there.
They gonna try to have that boy pass the ball this year. Watch what they try to do to him.
Georgia, he gonna pass the ball to somebody else.
He gonna pass the ball. He gonna be throwing interceptions. I was just about to say it, Cole. He gonna be throwing interceptions like a motherfucker. They gonna try
That's
to
all
have him
right.
throwing it this year. Him
That's
and
all
Lamar
right.
Jackson. Him and Lamar Jackson. Watch what I tell you.
Lamar Jackson, look, Lamar Jackson gonna get the record for running around in the backfield. That's what he gonna get.
But
Like I keep saying, you can put if you do not correct certain things with a quarterback, I don't care what team you put him on, it is going to be the same result. Because when certain situations arise, the quarterback will go back to his default state, i.e., Justin Fields. When Atlanta put that pressure on Justin Fields started running around like a 3-year-old toddler. He's just running around trying to figure out how to do stuff.
right. See,
Yeah, that's
see the
what.
problem. See the problem with the whole Justin Fields thing to me is it's all like I said, it's all the marketing because Michael Vick was such a money maker, such a cash cow for everybody. They need a lot of the quarterbacks to have that kind of impact running the ball wise, because now, like you said, if you look at how ESPN is set up, if you look at how Fox is set up, especially when it comes to football, they got to live on those exciting big plays. So that's why you see Patrick Mahomes talked about all the time, because he's out here touchdown.
Throw it behind his back.
You know what's interesting about that though? But Patrick Mahomes throw more short and intermediate routes than any quarterback in the league.
That's what I'm saying. That man, and like I said, when he if you notice when Patrick Mahomes sees that the defense is starting to ramp up and really trying to get at him, that's when he does the improv. But any other time, yeah, it's very short and intermediate.
Because the
It
way
ain't nothing deep.
the way
If you want Patrick Mahomes to play bad, you want him to go deep. That's what you want. You want to cut off all the short routes. Cut all the short routes off and make him throw deep the whole game. That's the way you beat Patrick Mahomes.
You get in his face.
Right. When folks was cutting, when teams was cutting out Travis Kelce and all that, that's when they was beating Patrick Mahomes.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
The Atlanta Falcons, when they played the Kansas City Chiefs a couple years ago,
I know you're going to say
on how to stop that offense, and that offense still had Tyreek Hill at 2.
DNP put that thing on.
But that one year,
that's why DNP is so legendary.
Yeah,
I knew how to draw up that game plan. I tell you, he might not have the talent, but he knew how to draw that game plan up.
Right.
That one year where the Chiefs did not get into the postseason, and they had Patrick Mahomes running for his life. That defense was on him, and you saw exactly what he did. He started running around. He was scrambling, trying to make plays, and they were tearing him up.
Are we talking about that Super Bowl against the Buccaneers? Yeah.
Yeah. They're tearing him up.
But that's how you stop him, because the problem with teams that play against Patrick Mahomes, you have your safety, your cornerback think he's gonna run, then your man's free. So just stay on your man. Stay on your man. If he cross the line of scrimmage, then you come and get him, because he can't throw the ball then. They come up too soon. He just right over your head, touchdown, some shit like that. So just stupid.
Yeah, like you said, and John St. Clair asked the question, like, who is Patrick Mahomes' favorite receiver? Is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like Atlanta. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, even when Tyreek Hill was out, Travis Kelce was still that number one dude.
Man, I ain't been trying to tell y'all. I've been trying to tell y'all. That's awfully like. Never mind. I'm tired of repeating myself. I'm tired of looking like a football god.
I mean, because you can see in the game. If you can see in the game, some of the like 70% of the plays, Travis Kelce was taking it.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they control the middle of the field. They control the middle of the field with the tight end.
And the
Why do
way
you think Atlanta? Go ahead, Kev. My son.
because think about it. Why do you think they run so many what they call that play? Why? Because they got quite a few plays where they having Travis Kelce sprinting out in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
They motion him out a lot. Yeah.
They motion him. Damn it! What's
They're
the
trying to spread those linebackers out. That's what Kansas City do. They use a lot of Texas route. They use a lot of flat routes, and they use a lot of
wheel route,
motion and seam routes to just spread those linebackers out. And then, like once the linebackers out, you hit those wide receivers like a Sky Moore, Tyreek Hill in the middle of the field, and they use their speed to make the deep throws. So it's like that's one thing I said about Kansas City. If you go back to how they get back on target, what they always do, they go back to their short passing game. Why? Because it's all about the chemistry. You make big plays in football off the short and intermediate routes. That's how you win games. It's not deep passes. The deep passes is all about excitement. Okay? Any offensive coordinator, if you go back to even Sean Payton, they never threw a lot of deep passes. All they did was kill you with the passes out of the backfield and short intermediate routes to Marcus fucking Colston and that fucking slant king.
Bruh. Because of that. Go ahead, Will. Because if you look at it, all of those short intermediate routes, that's when Sean Payton used to switch stuff up. He used to switch stuff up.
Exactly. By saying, why do you like you said that even when you talking about Sean Payton, you have to remember the type of guys they had. Darren Sproles, the young Jimmy Graham, they bringing that back now. Whatever, but like you said, then you have guys like Michael Lewis. You have guys Brandon Cooks. So you have a dynamic of a wide receiving core that can do a multitude of things. But the key that came into it was you had a tight end that can control the middle of the field, and you had a running back that can control the middle of the field.
And what did the Saints? Who did the Saints just sign?
Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham. You see how everything is going back to the short intermediate routes. The NFL got blown to shreds. All right, they got caught up in all the big plays, and they start listening to the fans. But when you look at what actually got these teams, even going back to the greatest show on turf, people don't realize the reason why Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce was able to do their things because they had Marshall Faulk. They had McMichael, the tight end there. He was a damn good tight end. He was controlling the middle of the field, and they had if they didn't have anything, they just hand the ball off or they threw it off to Marshall Faulk. They dominated the short and intermediate routes, which opened up the deep passes to Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce. That right there, you can go to any team. You can go back to the coach team. The same thing. They had Marshall Faulk. They had Joseph Adai. They had the other guy, Edwin James. Like they had those guys to dump it off the short intermediate routes. This is how you win games. The short intermediate routes is how you win games. That's how you control the defense. You control the defense by forcing them to come up so you can get behind them, dumping it off to take advantage of their linebackers. Everything is predicated off of getting pressure and getting those linebackers to step up. As an offensive coordinator, if I can get those, two things with linebackers as an offensive coordinator, you're trying to spread them out, and you're trying to get them to come as close to the line as you can get, so I can kill the middle of the field. That's what you're trying to do. Everything is predicated off that.
And let me ask you something.
Play the sport like
go, my bad.
like it's supposed to be played. You know what I mean? He played like somebody who played multiple sports. That's what hurt a lot of these quarterbacks now. They don't play multiple sports no more, so they don't have different arm angles they throw the ball from. They talk they statue position when they go into these you know what I'm saying, these quarterback camps and everything.
But he does
Then
that in
when
practice, though. That's what he does in practice.
Yeah, exactly. So you use your practice situation as game type material. You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
you use them as game type situation. That's what Kirby Smart do so well, and they wonder why how Georgia played 4 quarters, and you know what I'm saying, how they be beating team like Ohio State couldn't beat them last year because they didn't play 4 quarters. You see what I'm saying? We're a 4-quarter team. That's what they got to do. They hurt a lot of players when they just be playing one sport. You got to multiple sports helps you a lot. A lot of folks don't know that playing multiple
Well,
sports.
see, that's like I said about the training camp. Those habits become secondhand. So now you're doing what Patrick Mahomes is doing. That's second nature to him.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of teams, it's like, how is this man doing this? It's not that uncommon. The man's just he has a baseball pedigree. It's second nature.
Yeah, that man daddy was an all-star. That man, he got that in his blood.
But I think we might as well go ahead and wind it down here, fellas. We already got the 2-hour mark on.
Oh yeah, baby. We had to just do it Friday night, man. I was too lazy to actually do a video today, a new video. So we decided to do it live.
There was a great show. We got some more in it. Let's keep going. Let's go.
Hey, look, it's getting closer. It's getting closer to the season. Everybody's getting excited again. Got college football season coming up here soon as well. So, yeah.
The first preseason game in 2 weeks, guys.
I think this is the quickest. This is the fastest off season I think I've remembered in a while.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, that because all this spring football, K-Style.
No, because we was on every night. That's what it is.
Look, this is what happened. Well, this is what happened when your team actually is building the team correctly. You got stuff to talk about.
I mean, y'all got to remember too, the XFL took a lot of time. We didn't have like a typical normal NFL offseason because we still had football.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Still have football and all that. So, like I said, y'all definitely make sure y'all continue to support. Like I said, we appreciate everybody coming in tonight. We all appreciate everybody coming in tonight.
Every last one of you guys. Every last one of you guys and girls. Guys and girls don't like saying girls.
Like I said, y'all are the people. Y'all make everything that y'all make everything that we do over here. So that's why I say y'all always get our flowers. Like I said, make sure you go ahead and continue to support Mad Mike Sports on the road to 10K. You support Coach Unchained. Let's get him to 1,000 here as well. Like you said, AFN. Let's get it to the next level. 6-man K Styles. Support everybody over here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit them notification buttons because we need to put this out here to destroy narratives that are the narratives.
Yeah, Falcons fans don't care about the Atlanta Falcons, and this is why we encourage everybody to even put up any type of money that you have. If it's $2, $1, it doesn't matter. Hit that super things, hit that super chat, because what we're trying to do is give back to the community. Ain't no trying to do. We're giving back to the community. So your money that you invest into us is gonna go to the kids. Kids need it, especially today. They need it more than anything. We having a teacher, and a teacher back to school drive, so we can give them that teachers like Don, and he is a school teacher himself, and he this is countless hours of tutoring these kids and making sure they're on the right path. Because a lot of kids are being, going to school. Yeah, you going to college, but you don't have the right teachers to send you down the right path. A lot of people with master's degrees, and these people don't know what the hell they want to do with their master's degree. They're still working at at a construction site. Not to say that's bad, but we don't want kids to be able to waste money going to school and you still uncertain of what you want to do. We want to help send people down the right path, and this is why AFN is so good, because we giving kids like Alex opportunity, to pick up another trade. If he doesn't have this, maybe he can build a channel himself and then pass it on to the next kid and the next kid and the next kid and the next kid. That is why every dime that y'all invest in us is going back into making just the community better. So we truly appreciate that. I know I'm long-winded, but this is something that I'm very passionate about, is giving back, because I didn't have an opportunity. I had to make my way. I had to earn my way. I had to have help from K-Styles, Miss Maggie, Warren, all these people in this group. I am not the prototypical journalist. We made our way. That's all I got to say.
As we don't proclaim ourselves to be football analysts. We just fans that just analyze everything.
Yeah, we students of the game. We constantly learning.
Exactly. So like you said, man, at the end of the day, man, all is one. We are all one. Like you said, the Falcon supporters that went from 6% to 4% now. And we represent the 4%. So, hey.
Until next time. Like Georgia Tech around here. What's going on? God damn. Hey, look. Technically, they not Georgia Tech because there's only like 10 Georgia Tech fans in the state of Georgia, and I happen to be one of them. So it's only 10 of us, so that's about one. That's like 0.9%. But we trying.
I'm Georgia Tech fan too. I support Tech, man. Like, you just don't see them on TV that often. That's the whole thing.
I ain't never supported Tech. I ain't gonna need to lie. I ain't never liked their color. Their color was good.
I watched it.
You ain't got to. We don't care.
But I'm a rock with them.
Hey, look, Will, you better. Hey, look, Will, I will say this though. I will say this though. Bulldogs better thank Georgia Tech, because if Georgia Tech hadn't beaten Mark Richt that last time, y'all wouldn't have got Kirby Smart. So, you're welcome.
That's what you hang your hat on right now. That's what you hang.
Hey, it's the truth.
I mean, he ain't lying.
Well,
that was the last straw. That was the last straw right there.
It is the truth, though.
If it's Georgia Tech against Georgia, I'm gonna have to go Georgia now. But I support all my Georgia team for sure. I don't care. We had a ping pong table. I'd be with them.
Not a ping pong table.
What the hell?
Ping pong table.
But like I said, this college football season gonna be absolutely insane as usual. But at the end of the day, man, we ain't here to play.
Oh no,
we here to stay.
Ooh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here. Ooh yeah.
And make sure your shirt fit.
I'm still laughing at the fact that Sam said he's gonna goddamn go hunting for one-eyed buffalo, nigga.
Y'all rude.